Welcome to Everyone Needs a Coach. Today's guest is Enrico Kufuor, head coach at S. Oliver Wurzburg in Germany, and also a member of the Rising Coaches Consulting Program. Welcome, Enrico. We'll just get right to it today. What made you decide that mentorship could help you as a coach, especially a head coach?
Well, for me, one thing was that I felt that I needed guidance. I didn't feel like I was on a wrong track per se, but I felt like um, just another voice, another person that is experienced and has been through it, um, could help me steer me in, the right direction, or if I am already in the right direction, take that next step that that I would like to take. And yeah, it just and one thing that was very important for me too is it kind of helped me gain confidence in myself as well, in terms of somebody telling me I'm doing the right things, but even more so understanding that um, if I ask him something and he gives me certain answers and I think about it, do I want it, do I not want it, um, just confidence in the sense of having somebody there by my side who kind of tries to give me direction. So that was the main reason for me. And it was actually, the great thing about it was too that I was searching for something like this, and then it popped up right there on Rising Coaches, right on my front steps, basically.
Awesome. That's great information. Now, just follow up with that. You kind of hit on it, but how's it kind of made you grow and like think a little differently? Obviously, you said confidence was big for you, but what else has it made you think a little differently about how you do things? Have you grown a lot since you started the program?
I think it helped me be more precise in my work as well. Just knowing at times is where you have a certain concept that you might want to work on or might want to do with your team, and with him it just he just came in and said, hey, and if you do that, you have to think about this and this and this and this, and if they do that, and just making sure that you basically check, maybe even things that I wasn't aware of before. It um, so it made me he made me uh, able to kind of double check myself more with certain things as well. Um, and that again, I think helps in the confidence aspect of everything, but also in the aspect of being even more I was not well prepared, but it did definitely show me I wasn't as prepared as I probably need to be, or maybe as I need to be going on the levels that I want to get to.
Gotcha. Before the program, you kind of said you were kind of searching for this before you kind of ran into Rising Coaches in our program. Was there anything like that, like you were looking for in specific, in mentorship, um, within just not so much our program, but just in general?
Um, well, in general, it goes more to the guidance part that I was kind of looking for. I mean, I have we have coaches here in our program who are experienced, and um, but they don't always have the time. So for me, it was more so looking for somebody who could just kind of help me get on the right track, or show me the right path to take in some aspects, um, and basically look what to see what to look for. So it was more that, and maybe even also a sense of having somebody who may even tell you, hey, you're on the right track with doing. But it was more so those things than anything else. It was yeah.
Gotcha. Now that you've been in our program for a few months, Um, the relationship you now have with Joe Prunty, your mentor, how it's probably evolved, and the relationship now that you have probably evolved a little organically, and it's probably now something where like you actually consider them somebody that you rely on it for information, and vice versa. I know he has mentioned that he enjoys the talks and has learned a lot from you also.
Yeah, definitely. That in the end, a mentorship or anything in basketball is more so about relationships. If it's with the players, if it's with anybody, and I think that that's something where he can trust me. I definitely feel like I can trust him 100%. And I think that's a great thing to have. And I don't know what it's going to lead to in the future in any in any way, but I just know that I've gained a relationship with a great person, apart from just information and whatnot. So that's also a thing that maybe even um, the most important thing, the best thing about it, than anything else, in my opinion, since we are social beings, and anything in the world is really about relationships, right?
Yeah, no doubt. Speaking of relationships, would you recommend other head coaches, other assistants, mentorship, not just rising coaches, but just mentorship in general to help them grow as people?
100%. And I've actually already recommended rising coaches mentorship to a couple other coaches. I don't know if they're going to do it, but
Let's
I
hope they
definitely
do.
did. Yeah.
Well, that's good. Why would you recommend it? Just in general, it doesn't have to be rising coaches, but why would you, especially a head coach? You're a head coach. Head coaches, I don't know, for whatever reason, tend to shy away from being coached themselves. And I think it takes a strong person, a strong coach, especially a head coach, to really look for outside help, and not even
But I
help,
think,
just a person to talk to, and like you said, bounce ideas off of for affirmation, or for just another way of looking at it.
it's about learning, and I think it's always going to be about learning, because I mean, if we don't continue to learn, how can I expect my players to learn, right? And that's why I think that's one thing I think is great about mentorship. I mean, you can learn, every day, basically, or every session you might have, you're learning something new. And um and in the end, if I don't try to get better or learn more, I'm probably not going to get better. And that's something that I'm striving for, just to, not necessarily just acquire more knowledge, but just be able to understand more. I mean, and meaning, about the game, about, how to deal with certain situations. And I think that's also something that, transports right back into life, and those relationships. So, in my opinion, that's is it's just, yeah, the one of the best things you can do. And in hindsight, before that, I didn't necessarily um, know that, see it that way, but just the learning aspect, in my opinion, is probably the most important aspect, or second most important after the relationship, of this.
Awesome. No, that's good. That's good information. Learning. You got to be a lifelong learner, and if you're going to teach your players to want to learn and be coachable, us coaches have to be coachable too, and look for guidance along the way. We really appreciate you joining us today. Hopefully, your season resumes and you guys stay undefeated. And really appreciate it. And thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.